We need to put ourselves into what we have at our disposal is 24 hours a day.
You're right.
Humans are not like computers where you can change a chip.
Got it.
One takeaway is exercise them, and it's going to be over time.
Hey everyone, welcome to the ChinUp Career Podcast. My name is Nidal Kaznadar, a career coach and founder of ChinUp. This podcast is all about sharing the best practices, strategies, and expert insights to help professionals like you land their dream jobs and grow their careers. Today, I'm excited to welcome a special guest, Kalyan Bandaru, the leader in cyber and information security. Hello, Kalyan. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, hi Nidal. Thank you for having me. It's been
Absolutely.
a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. Same here. All right. So today we'll explore the top strategies about a topic very, very important. And this topic is confidence. We need this in our personal life, in our professional life. And actually, I love this topic. And when Kalyan and I were talking about that, I said, this is what I need you to talk about because he is an expert in this area. So let's dive in and talk more about that. So, Kalyan, how do you define confidence? You know, confidence is a very strong word, a term, and how do you define confidence and why do you think it plays such an important role in our personal and professional life and success?
Yep, it is indeed a very loaded word. The word confidence. The way I define confidence is it's multifaceted. We may seem like it as just one word, uh, confidence, but it has multifacets to it. The best way I would describe is what you inherit as confidence, what you experience each day, and what you exercise as a result. So at least three dimensions. I mean, these are three fundamental dimensions of confidence. So let me give you a example.
Please.
Imagine you are asked to walk on a rope.
Okay,
Two
that's
poles,
difficult.
two poles are right there, and there's a rope standing, and someone asks you to walk on it. There's no way you would start on it because you know the chances of falling down are really high. But people do it. There are a lot of people who have built a practice. How did they do it? They do it because they have gotten some. So going back to the three fundamentals of inheritance, experiences, and exercise, that's exactly how they've done it. They've inherited either through inspiration or through
Mm,
guidance from their parents, coaches. They've inherited that they have seen people do it, so they know by inheritance. I'm saying they have seen people do it, and they know that it's not impossible.
it's not impossible. Exactly.
And they're experiencing it. They're experiencing it as like just about 1 feet or even half a feet from the ground, you have a pole, you have a rope, and then you walk. Because even if you fall, you're not going to get yourself hurt or you're not going to get yourself killed as a
Mm,
result. So ex you're essentially experiencing how it feels like. And then how you exercise it afterwards. Yes, you need to start raising the bar a little above and higher and higher and continue the practice. So at somewhere
mm,
along the line, your doubt whether you can accomplish this and your exercises meet a certain point, that is a magic point, is what is confidence. And
mm,
from that point forward, you start building on top of the confidence. So just to given this is indeed a really loaded word, confidence is really a multifaceted thing.
mm,
What you inherit, what you experience, and what you experience.
mm.
What you exercise. I'm sorry.
Exercise,
Inheritance, experiences,
experience,
and exercise.
exercise. Right.
That's
So
confidence.
confidence. So in this case, Kalyan, confidence is it's not something that, as people say, you know something, I was born as someone who is not confident. So I can't be confident. I feel I can't do it. So it's in me. I can't change it. So it's no that's not the truth in this case, or that's not that it's different because you can work on your confidence, right? You can build your confidence with the practice, experience, as you said, inherent experience and practice. You can build the confidence you want.
Absolutely. Yes,
Right.
we can certainly build a confidence. Don't mistake when somebody is expressing they don't have confidence, they're low in
Mm,
confidence, they're born with no confidence, it's hard for them. I would accept those words as is.
okay.
It is real. It is the individual's situation.
Hmm.
Uh, if if I would try just by telling my words, you can improve your confidence. What you're thinking is wrong. I am wrong in that. I
Hmm.
cannot say to the individual who's feeling low on confidence that, hey, feeling low in confidence is something that you can easily get over. No, in reality, it's what they have essentially inherited,
Hmm.
they have experienced, and they have exercised to that state. So, whatever the history, which I have no clue as a coach,
Right.
whatever the history they've come up to, that's what they're landing right now. So, the very first thing as a coach, what I often uh, do is just listen to them,
Got it.
not to negate and say, uh, confidence is, while it is true, confidence can be built, but it differs from individual to individual.
Got it.
So
Got
every individual treats it differently. So it's more. I personally feel that it's important to acknowledge that yes, a individual is feeling low on confidence,
it.
and
Hmm.
it is rather natural to feel that way in some point in career. And what is that the individual is really looking to?
Got it.
Is the individual really looking for a solution to go to a better point, to go to a different point where there is a confidence is higher than where it is today? Or is the individual is really just trying to share, right? If the situation is the latter, if the conversation is the fact that the individual is trying to express, for me as a coach, I have to listen
Hmm.
and wait until the individual is really coming back with an ask, with a request,
Got it.
that Kalyan, my confidence has hurt to this point, and I'd like to work with you to improve my confidence from this point to a point where I can back to track. I'm back on track essentially.
Got it. Got it. Now, Kalyan, most of our audience are people who are professionals, people who care about their careers, and many professionals say, I'll feel confident once I get to that position, when once I get that this or that promotion, right? So, in your view, is confidence a result of success, or it is something we must build first to achieve success?
That's a great question. That is indeed a great question. So what we generally get when we accomplish, right? When we won a match, won a game, or won an award, or receive a job that we're aspiring for, it's more like adrenaline. Your
Mm,
body is like, yes, I worked through this and I've now accomplished it. Um, it could sometime it could sometimes be misinterpreted as confidence, but the confidence is really a ongoing thing. It's
mm.
a um, I can go a little bit deeper. So just go
Yeah.
on and try to explain. There are 30 to 40 trillion cells in a human body.
Hmm.
When somebody who has not spoken a language, take a language like Spanish, Chinese, Indian, Japanese, or English, imagine if you've never spoke that language ever before.
Mm-hmm.
When you're trying to say those words, it's going to give you a struggle.
Right.
While on the other hand, there are people who can very fluently can speak that. It's because the number of days they have used, they have experienced, they have put all their cells into exercise over the course of the time. On
Mm.
the while you who are just getting started with it. So those muscle memory or those cellular bonding, whether it's your vocal muscle or your tongue muscles or your body mind coordination muscles or cells, uh, those haven't even formed yet.
Mm.
So tying this to the confidence is what how many things have you as you exercised your cells and have essentially formed all that registry in your body. To make it even more tangible, right? Confidence is something we cannot see. Where is the confidence, right? Confidence is not visual, but the result is visual.
Right.
Its result is visual. When we have this confidence, when we go onto the stage and perform, that your result is visible. So to your question, is confidence as a result of the job gaining the job, or is it beforehand? It's it's all integrated. It's all well integrated into it. But to tease apart, getting a job is a result. It gives you adrenaline, it gives you satisfaction, it gives you pride, it gives you a reason to go share with your friends, celebrate. It's result, but confidence is all along the way. There
Mm.
is confidence in choosing a career path. There is a confidence in applying for a job. There is a confidence in applying for multiple jobs. There's a confidence in it in attempting the interview.
Mm-hmm.
There's a confidence in like belief, like
Mm.
you're confident in your own.
Negotiating salary as well.
Great point. Yes, negotiating the salaries, negotiating the terms, and accepting it. There's confidence all along, and the confidence is actually continuous. It is truly a journey. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
we can probably define this as by out of the 30 trillion cells, if you have exercised like a trillion cells in different parts
Mm.
of the body, the more confident you are.
Wow. And is that is it would that be different for people who are introvert or people extrovert? Um, so they are maybe the people who are introvert are less confidence, people who are extrovert more confidence.
Mhm.
Is there
Oh.
any relationship with that?
Yeah, there is a study about it. In fact, there's no two people with the same level of confidence.
Okay.
So the question is a valid question. Uh, the every two individuals between Nadal and Kalyan, the confidence
Mm.
levels are different,
Okay.
and it changes from position to position as well.
You're right.
There
You're
may be
right.
certain portion where Nadal is really confident, while Kalyan is not. There may be situations where Kalyan is and Nadal is not, or there may
You're
be
right.
situations where they're both confident, or there may be situations where they're both not confident. So it does vary from person to person. So when you ask introverts versus extroverts, it's it does vary fundamentally, but not in the sense that most people perceive.
Got it.
It's um, taking quickly back onto the inheritance, experience, and exercise.
Mm.
Extrovert people are exercising their confidence out so much because they're reaching out to more
Mm-hmm.
people. They're putting themselves into that action more. But do they have this higher level of inheritance and the
Mm-hmm.
higher level of experiences
Experience.
along with the introverts? That's the dimension that we need to essentially take into account. It's not necessarily a easy comparison. Introverts and
Mm-hmm.
extroverts necessarily have to possess. I mean, extroverts tend. Is there a tendency that extroverts tend to possess a higher level of confidence? I tend to disagree with that fundamentally.
Got it. Got it. Um, I love it. I remember I like to be on stage, as you know. But sometimes I'm very confident about what I'm talking about, and sometimes if I don't know the subject, I might not be that confident as well. Or if I'm not surrounded with people who would like me, let's say, or this is the first time I do this, or the first time I visit this, or the first time I do this presentation in this way, I might not be that confident. If I repeat it many times, experience and practice, I become more confident, right? So I
Absolutely.
agree with you. Now, Kalyan, if we you are a leader in your domain now, and you're coach, you coach people about leadership, you are leader yourself. Leaders are often expected to always look confident. I used to be a head of department, and people look up to me and they expect me to be confident in all what I decision making, presentation, everything. What advice do you have for leaders who sometimes feel uncertain or insecure, let's say, but still need to have this level of confidence and inspire their teams as well?
Absolutely. I think one key I would say is listen. Leaders are human as well. Leaders do have areas where they're not strong. There's a growth trajectory for everybody at every level. Take a strong leaders around the world, uh, be the people serving as their nation's highest position, um, presidents, prime ministers.
Hmm.
Um, they do have a team. They're not working all by themselves independently. They have a large team that rely on the team to be to serve the world or to serve their nation and be part of the uh, world. There will be certainly times where people need. I mean, it's rather natural that all leaders rely on the team. So if they're not feeling confident, most leaders do realize it. It's not that the, feeling not unconfident is an
Hmm.
opportunity.
Hmm. Really?
So if
Okay.
you as a leader is not feeling confident on this, which means this is an opportunity for you to learn,
To learn.
uh, experience, and exercise. And what we can do, leverage this is listen, post the question and listen to your team. Your team can weigh in their ideas. And number two is be vulnerable. When something is not if something is not your area of expertise, it's okay to say that's something that's outside of my expertise. I
Right.
would uh, yeah, I would skip that question. Or the third thing is if in a large audience you don't want to sound like you're coming out as somebody who don't have the right expertise. So be smart. Just skip the question, like skip the topic, play, right? Pretend play. Say things that you don't have to talk, you don't have to talk about it. You don't have to dig deep into it. Or you can have a pre-canned answer prepared.
Hmm.
Hey, that's a question I'd like to. That's the type of the question I'd like to listen hear your ideas.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a great question. That's an interesting question, but for another time. There are ways for leaders to uh, take the feedback,
Mm-hmm.
right? And at the same time, we want that opportunity to further boost the leader's position. We don't want that situation when a tough question is asked. We don't want the situation to turn against us, but rather in favor of us. There are plenty of I don't want to put any particular names,
Hmm.
but if you look for leaders around the world, they get questions,
I know.
very very tough questions,
Yeah.
and it's fascinating how they approach those questions. It's really fascinating. I draw some inspiration in terms of how to answer some situations. It's nobody's intention to really put you in a tough situation, but it is rather natural that people, leaders, especially leaders who are facing large audience, who are
Hmm.
facing large different situation, difficult situations, tend to experience some areas where they're not an expert of. So you ask me
Really.
something about aerospace, I have no idea. Or rocket science. It's for the scientists. So it is rather. I mean, it is always necessary to understand leaders' own strengths and weaknesses. Uh, be do your part when it comes to your area of strength. But if it's a not area of strength, at least know how to respond to it.
Got
So
it.
yeah, your leader, your team does look for strength in terms of that. Yeah,
Hmm.
it is important for leaders, to your question. Yes, leaders are expected to know a lot,
Right.
but leaders are not necessarily expected to know everything.
What I understand from you in this case, Kalyan, it looks like, correct me if I'm wrong. It looks like confidence is something that we learn, and it is a set of skills that if you learn, you can become more confident. Like especially when you brought up the example of leaders, when you ask a question or a couple of critical, difficult questions, and you know you have the skills of how to answer these questions. Now you build confidence, right? So it's also a set of skills that you need to learn, right?
Correct, exactly. We need to put ourselves into mock interviews
Mm-hmm. Got it.
when before we go on to an environment. We need to go on to some friendly environments. Like we can ask people, friends or team, here is a situation I'm heading into. So, and believe me, those mock interviews are usually tougher than than the actual interviews or actual encounters. So one, just like tennis players, they go
Hmm.
onto the field before they go onto the actual game, like U.S. Open or French Open, all these Wimbledons. They do a lot of practice. So they
Right.
practice in the area that they are strength, whether it's a forehand or the backhand. They have all this practice, and now all this practice is ingrained in their muscle memory. And when
Got
they
it.
actually encounter that in the real game, it becomes a second nature. It flows through it. The whole thing, the response to it, the response to the question or response to that ball comes through it rather naturally.
Got it. Got it. And that reminds me of job interviews. Now, when I train people on job interviews, when they come to me, they would say, "Hey, Nidal, my concern is I don't have the confidence when it comes to interviews. What is the solution?" And then naturally, I would say, practice, because if you practice, if you over prepare for interviews, you would gain the confidence that you need, right? Because if you practice, as you said, mock interviews about this specific thing, right? So you get to know how to answer the way that you need to answer and everything. So you gain confidence, the confidence you need during these interviews. However, nowadays, Kalyan, um, it's a lot of layoffs and rejections and failures when it comes to applying for jobs, when it comes to even getting promotions or getting a salary increase. Now, if someone feels like lost they've lost, let's say, their confidence, right? After a layoff, after a rejection, after failure, after a big mistake, what steps can they take to rebuild their confidence? Because sometimes our confidence is so high, right? And sometimes it drops like this, and we feel, something, I'm useless, nothing work, and nothing works, and it looks like I can't do it. So, what
Mhm.
steps can they take to rebuild their confidence after these kind of challenging situations?
Uh, Great question, Nidal. It's I'm trying to take I'm trying to where to start about it. It's
Mm.
so somebody lost the confidence. So first of all, yeah, my sympathies for anyone who's experiencing such a situation at this time. It's I'd like to suggest a thing that it takes the same amount of time
Hmm.
to go from point A to point B. It takes the same time to go back from point B to point A. Um, if somebody is experiencing low on their confidence, either because of their experiences, how long it might have happened.
Hmm.
I would look for, is it something that is instantly? Is it because that they're not expecting that they would be laid off, that their position is so well and it's now suddenly, and more often that people who have been working for a very long time, they've not faced interviews. That's usually when it puts them into a situation like, hey, am I ready for this new market? Am I ready for this changing landscape? I
Hmm.
haven't took an interview for many, many years. Now, if I like, where do I start? They get overwhelmed with those questions inside. Like they keep telling this challenges, repeating themselves in their head on those challenges. So, what I was going to say, what I would suggest them is take a paper and a pen, draw. How long did it take for you to get to this point?
Hmm.
Go back as far long as possible. Is it a 1 month? Look for some reasons why we've gotten to this point. So time period and the factors. Is it because I'm not giving like 8 hours of time into my previous work as I was expected? Or did I have too many things? My attention is drawn, like spread thin. Is my do I have a certain thing that I claims is my personal legend? Am I really passionate about something or not?
Hmm.
So one thing is first we need it like a diagnosis, right? We're trying to do diagnosis or we're trying to identify where's the problem. So we're going with the timeline and what are the factors. And so we've gotten to this point already. It's we've gotten to this without knowing, without realizing it. Now our goal is so this is what I refer as experiences.
Hmm.
And now the next step is exercise. We need to exercise reverse. How do we go back all the points that we have laid out, all the reasons for coming to this point have been laid out. How do we solve each one of them? And what we have at our disposal is 24 hours a day. And that's actually same for everybody.
Right.
If we invest in the right way, we can certainly reverse it and we can continue to do better. Uh, there are many things like book reading helps uh, clear some of that head trash, clear some of those war room ideas, like working against the results. It helps you build some good thoughts. Book reading helps. When you read something, when you process something, you can put down those ideas on a paper and go talk to people. Go talk to people, your friends. What are the ideas that you've been thinking about? Um, do that, and then um, listen. Look for some things like we're engaging all of our skills. Like
Hmm.
we have been given. We're fortunate to get ears, eyes, mouth, and hands, and we're doing exactly that. We're leveraging our ears to listen to other people, take some feedback, reading, and then writing, and then speaking about it. And we're trying to do repeat.
Right.
So that is essentially uh, my prescription for somebody who's feeling low on confidence is draw a timeline, what it is, how did we get here, and what are the factors that has led us to this point, and start working backwards in addressing each one of them. And remember, it takes the same amount of time to go
Hmm.
back from point B to point A as well. So if you've gotten to here to this point over 2 year period, it would take about at least 2 year period to be able
Wow.
to go back to it.
Wow.
Sometimes people,
That's very interesting. Kalyan, that leads me to the last question here, which is if you could give us one daily practice to strengthen our confidence over time, what would this advice be?
Well, the answer really is in the question itself. Over time is my key.
Over time,
Over
right?
time is indeed the key. Oftentimes, people want these fast results. They want the flip of a switch. They look for very short answers. Uh, the problem is we're not made like that.
You're right.
Humans are not like computers where you can change a chip and then instantly it would start working twice as fast.
Hmm.
Instead, we are evolutionary over the millions of years. So we have this brain muscle, brain cells, body cells. Every single organ that we have, every single organ that we have operate using billions of cells in the body, and they all add up to this 30 trillion cells we have in the body, and they all work in cohesion. It's
Hmm.
it's 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 it's, it's very fascinating to me when I spend more time realizing and understanding about the strength of it. The cells have a lifetime. It is for everybody. The importance is like all the listeners and all everybody who's aspiring to become a better leader. I want them to fully absorb the fact. What's their ability? They have everything they need inside them.
Hmm.
They have everything they need inside them. They have to exercise them.
Got it.
One takeaway is exercise them, and it's going to be
Exercise.
over time. If we I think the muscle memory, the body,
Right.
the muscle memory that we build is a great analogy. I would say it's more tangible. So the growth and progress is not tangible.
Hmm.
So to understand that concept, we can take an analogy like the muscle building. When you if you worked out 24 hours straight, it's going to be too much on your muscle. Like your
Okay.
cells
You're
are going to
exhausted,
break
right?
up. Whereas if you give half an hour, right? The same 24-hour exercise, instead of giving all at one day or spreading it way too much. If you spread the same 24-hour exercise over 5 years, it's not
Hmm.
adding up. And if you condense it too close to one day, that's too much as well. So, whereas if you spread it on evenly every single day, half an hour from 6 to 7 or 6:30 to 7:30, 6 o'clock to a particular time, your body is more programmed to take benefit out of it. Whether you're doing physical activity or you're doing reading to improve your psychological activity, or
Right.
you're doing more speaking for your social activity, and your thought process, you're penning down your ideas. So all the things that you do will add up each day after day, and over time, the confidence is really a result. The confidence is adding up, but it's like um, another good analogy is bank deposits.
Hmm. Yes.
You're doing you're doing the work day to day at your job, and your employer is adding salary to your bank, and your bank is being filled. So you're doing this exercise, your confidence is a deposit that is being deposited. And while you do it, anytime you look back into it, your bank account, you see it's going to be glorious.
Got it. Got it. And it's very important what you said, Kalyan, and I'm gonna end with this. And that really resonate with me, which is you need to do things over time, right? Because if I want to be a very good if I want to gain confidence in public speaking, and I decided to go with 1 week, full week, like practice presentations, public speaking for full week, and then I leave this for the entire year. I don't expect myself next year to be uh, uh, confident with public speaking, right? Because I did one concise whatever course, and then I did not practice the entire year. So it's better to every week, like, or I don't know, every other week, go and make sure I have the opportunity to speak to people, talk to crowd and everything. And that would be over the year. And then I make sure that the next year I have the confidence I need. Kalyan, thank you so much for your for sharing great insights with us today, and it was a great conversation.
With pleasure, Nidal. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks, you too.